What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ash, here to talk about the movie Dune Part 1. So, what's this movie about? Well, guys, this is a massive story. So, I'm going to do my best to explain it to you guys without giving away any spoilers. Alright, so there's this stuff called spice, and it's used for intergalactic travel. And it's on this desert type planet, and the indigenous people of this planet use it as like a hallucinogenic drug. There's this faction of people that are already mining the spice drug for a long time, but the High Emperor says that he no longer wants them to do it. He wants this group of people called the Atreides, who Timothee Chalamet is a part of, to move in and start doing it themselves. So they move in, the Atreides move in and start doing it, and the place is in shambles. It's left in shambles from the previous miners. All the equipment is all messed up, everything is all broken down. The place is left in shambles. So this is where their troubles start. The people that were mining it previously decide they don't want to give it up. So they come over there and all hell breaks loose. And then this is where I'm going to stop telling you guys about it, because this is pretty much where all the spoilers come in from there. So that's pretty much all you get to know about the story, is that the Atreides are going to start mining this drug, the spice, and the previous miners decide they want it for themselves, so they come in and a huge battle erupts. So what do I think of this movie? This is just part one, so it's just kind of the beginning. They're laying the road work for what's to come. It reminds me a lot of Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. It's an epic kind of like those. This movie is really interesting because the effects are amazing in this movie. The effects are amazing, and the things that they use are very futuristic. They have all this futuristic technology, but very primitive at the same time. Like, they use knives and daggers to fight, but they have these generator type shields that they click on their hands, and it covers their whole body in a shield. So when they're fighting, nothing can penetrate through it unless it's like extreme force. But they fight with knives and swords. It's really crazy, instead of blasters and things of that nature. And the ships that they use, the flying ships, look like dragonflies. They're really cool ships that they fly around in. It's just a crazy world that's been created here. The story is insane. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta be honest, I never really saw the first Dune. I caught little bits and pieces of it during reruns on TV, but I gotta be honest, I didn't really see it, so I came into this one fresh. And of course, I didn't read the book either, but I saw this one just fresh eyes, didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know this was gonna be part one. I thought it was gonna be an all-encompassing story, but it's part one, and you gotta take it for what it is. And for that, it was actually excellent, guys. We get a lot of insight into the character Paul Atreides, who's played by Timothee Chalamet. He's supposed to be like this kind of omniscient type of character. He's supposed to be the chosen one, kind of like a Luke Skywalker almost type of character. He can see the future in visions that he gets, and he also has a power called the voice, where if he gets his voice just right in the right pitch, he can tell people what to do and control them. So he's got some crazy powers that he got bestowed upon him from his mother, who was his father's concubine, and his father was the head of Atreides' household. So this movie is epic, guys. You know, the visuals were insane, the acting was on point, the fight scenes were okay. They could have been better. I don't feel like the fight scenes were really that hashed out that well. They weren't that cool. Like the vibrating shield that they get, that they click on with their, that's on their hands, it kind of got in the way of the fight scenes, because every time somebody would hit someone with a sword, this shield would come in and you get this weird effect, this vibrato effect, and it kind of took away from the battle effects a little bit. It wasn't that cool. So the fighting could have been cooler, but the story, I can tell, is just going to be insane. Where the movie leaves off in part one, you just want more and more from it. You want to see what's going to happen next, and you can't wait for the next installment. This is going to be an epic, massive story, guys, that's going to be on par with Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. It is awesome, guys. So what would I rate this movie? Well, the graphics were insane. The story was insane. The fight scenes could have been a little bit better, but still good. I gotta give this a creme de la creme, guys. This movie was creme de la creme. It was hard hitting. I know it was just a part one, so you gotta take it for what it is. The part one, it wasn't an all-encompassing story. You don't get a beginning, middle, and end. It's just the beginning. But for what it was, they really set up the characters really well. Sometimes it was a little bit difficult to follow with all the different names of the different species of people, but you can tell that this world of Dune is so massive. It's so interesting. Just watching it, some of the landscapes were breathtaking, guys. This movie is creme de la creme. It's definitely worth a watch. It's definitely worth your time. You gotta check it out. Let me know what you guys think of this movie, guys. Are you guys excited to see it? Did you see the one before it, the original Dune? Have you read the books? Is it like the previous movie? I think I heard that was an all-encompassing just one movie on its own. So I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think the differences are because I hadn't seen the previous movie. Make sure you guys comment and let me know. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Alright guys, I'll check you on the next According to Ash.